Marcus Aurelius once stated that the soul becomes dyed with the color of its thoughts. Every idea, every flicker of curiosity shapes who you become. As you tune into this, imagine a version of yourself that's even sharper, more insightful, and bursting with newfound wisdom. It's not a distant dream, but a tangible reality. Take a moment to hit that notification bell and subscribe. Let our journey to a wiser you begin. Stoicism advocates that the wise and good philosopher lives in harmony with nature. Such an individual only fears failing in their moral duties, rather than being afraid of pain, death, poverty, or any other challenges of the human experience. Their only fear is falling short of being a complete human being. The philosopher Marcus Aurelius, a key figure in Stoicism, is renowned for his work, Meditations. While the concept of greatness can be ambiguous, few individuals throughout history embody this idea more than him. Worthy of that designation. This is definitely not a self-help video, I assure you. Not you specifically, but the principles that Marcus introduced and articulated can serve as a remedy for many of the challenges that we face in contemporary society. I aim to demonstrate to you why Marcus Aurelius was a Roman emperor who reigned from 161 AD to 180 AD. He was the final ruler of the so-called 5 good emperors and governed during a period referred to as the Pax Romana, or the Roman peaceful era. In truth, when Marcus Aurelius passed away, the Pax Romana came to an end. During his time as emperor, Aurelius was the most influential individual in the world. The Romans essentially had no awareness of the world beyond their empire, so from his perspective, Marcus Aurelius held a position effectively likened to being the ruler of the world. In this influential role, he possessed the ability to acquire anything he desired. A precedent had been established, associating the life of a Roman emperor with hedonism. Indulging in pursuits such as money, sex, wine, and any other whimsical inclination was practically anticipated. Within this framework, Marcus Aurelius had unfettered access to any vice the mind could conceive. He operated without constraints imposed by money, law, custom, or ethics. No external force or principle would impede him from realizing his most extravagant desires. Remarkably, even amid these boundless circumstances, Marcus Aurelius opted for a life of virtue. He chose to be a morally upright individual consistently, not just on isolated occasions. Throughout his 19-year reign as emperor, Marcus Aurelius remained fundamentally virtuous. Being virtuous alone doesn't automatically elevate one to greatness. However, envision confronting the prospect of unrestrained fantasies and desires, and still choosing the path of moral rectitude. Declaring a resolute commitment to virtue, the choice is made not for the sake of seeking praise, fame, or admiration, but simply for the pursuit of goodness. This stance is truly impressive. Consider the circumstances and reflect on the possibility of being in those situations for nearly 2 decades. Could one consistently, day in and day out, conquer the temptation that looms large? Knowing that there would be no repercussions regardless of the chosen actions, what would one do? How would one behave? Personally, I acknowledge that following the example set by Marcus Aurelius seems beyond my capacity. The authenticity of his example is evident in moments when no one was observing, those times when Marcus was at his best. Meditations, authored by Marcus Aurelius, is more than just a book. It serves as his personal journal. This collection essentially captures Marcus navigating through life with no strict structure, vaguely divided into 12 parts and comprising only about 150 pages. While titled Meditations by publishers, these writings offer insights into Marcus's reflections on life. The realm of truly unlimited fantasies stretched before, and there was no specific endpoint. No title adorned these writings, as they were never meant for anyone's eyes but Marcus's own. The intention was never for these thoughts to be read, let alone published by any person other than Marcus Aurelius himself. These writings constituted his deepest confessions and beliefs. Considering this, Meditations becomes a profound revelation into the character of its author. Aurelius crafted these reflections solely for his personal benefit. Despite the seemingly casual and unstructured nature, Meditations stands out as one of the most powerful and poignant books ever penned. Undoubtedly, the best course of action is to read Meditations for oneself. Copies of it are available in almost every library and bookstore, not only in the country, but perhaps worldwide. However, for the purposes of this video, a few compelling ideas within Meditations are worth exploring. Marcus Aurelius advocated for living in accordance with nature. By nature, Aurelius referred not only to plants and animals, but also to the overarching natural order. The natural order of the universe dictates the growth of trees. They flourish and attain beauty not for praise or external validation, but because that is their inherent purpose. Their natural order is to be powerful and awe-inspiring. Similarly, a caterpillar transforms into a butterfly, and a frail, featherless chick evolves into an eagle, not due to personal desires, but because of their inherent creation. In alignment with this perspective, Marcus Aurelius believed in the human duty to fulfill one's potential. He rejected the notion of accumulating material possessions or wealth, which will be discussed later, as well as seeking awards or accolades. According to Marcus, being human carries the duty to embody kindness and virtue. The pinnacle of human achievement, in his view, lies in becoming the kindest and most virtuous individual one can be. For Marcus, unfulfilled potential represents the darkest depth one can reach. After all, there's no control over external factors. You have no control over what the world presents to you, but you can control your reactions. A truly great person, no matter the circumstances, weathers the storm and strives to live up to their fullest, most virtuous potential. This, according to Marcus Aurelius, is the duty of every human being. While Marcus was an emperor and might have enjoyed writing, it wasn't his primary responsibility. Despite not being prolific in his writing, he had to contend with various challenges and manage numerous people. Marcus held a fundamental belief that individuals who are evil, wicked, or simply bad are an inherent part of our universe. To expect a world without such people is as absurd as expecting a vine to exist without thorns. According to Marcus, bad people will inevitably cross your path in life, and he advocated for kindness in dealing with them. He believed that people generally don't desire to do wrong. It often stems from ignorance. While trying to educate such individuals is an option, it may not always be feasible. Since we can't control the universe sending us immoral or lazy individuals, Marcus suggested accepting this reality. To cope with these challenges, Marcus advised looking inward. He reminded himself of his own faults, acknowledging that he too had imperfections. In a different context, or on another day, he might be the one in the wrong. Marcus cautioned against hasty judgments, recognizing that often in life, you won't understand others' actions. Ultimately, Marcus Aurelius held the belief that humans are interconnected, born for each other. He frequently reminded himself that this interconnectedness is the natural order, akin to a tree growing fruit as part of its inherent purpose. In the natural world, animals eat other animals, and in this cycle, worms benefit from the deceased. Similarly, humans are inherently meant to assist each other, constituting our duty. The only true failure in life, Marcus believed, would be to neglect this responsibility. So, Marcus, you must fulfill this duty earnestly. Facing adversity is a universal experience, and Marcus Aurelius acknowledged this reality. Just as encountering bad people is part of the human condition, so is facing challenges. You can only control what is within your power, so praying for bad things not to happen is futile, Marcus reminded himself. These challenges will inevitably come, and there's nothing you can do about their occurrence. However, what you can control, Marcus emphasized, is your reaction to these adversities. Be prepared to confront them with resilience when they inevitably arrive. When adversity strikes, Marcus advised against succumbing to sadness or self-pity. Instead, see it as an opportunity to showcase your strength and perseverance. Marcus instructed himself to bear such events with bravery, recognizing that enduring challenges is a mark of resilience. By doing so, he believed, one could emerge on the other side, realizing that what seemed bad was, in fact, an opportunity to persist and rise above. In facing challenging events, Marcus urged himself not to complain, but to act and endure. While acknowledging that not all challenges may be endurable, he emphasized that when faced with the unendurable, one should not disgrace oneself. All men die, Marcus noted, but not all men die complaining. Although Marcus Aurelius possessed considerable wealth, he didn't perceive it as inherently problematic. Unlike some philosophers who vilified material possessions, Marcus was cautious about his relationship with his belongings. While he could have indulged in anything he desired, including money, houses, art, and wine, Marcus approached his possessions with mindfulness. Marcus chose not to dream of physical possessions, deeming them meaningless in fulfilling his potential. Reflecting on what he did possess, he advised valuing these things and recognizing their worth. Marcus cautioned himself not to overvalue them to the extent of becoming despondent if they were to disappear. Material possessions, he emphasized, might be nice, but they don't define or improve one's character. Accumulating things is not the essence of human potential. It goes beyond that, requiring living in accordance with nature. A significant portion of Marcus Aurelius's contemplation focused on death, an inevitable topic in discussing his philosophy. His views on death were straightforward. It is an unavoidable reality, beyond one's control. Marcus repeatedly reminded himself not to waste time fearing death or fretting over mortality. Just as nature assigns humans the duty to be good, help one another, and reach their fullest potentials, it also assigns the duty of death. Death, in Marcus's philosophy, is a natural part of the human role, a duty to fulfill. As one of the forebearers of Stoicism, Marcus Aurelius, along with others, delved into the philosophy that distinguishes between pleasure and happiness. External stimuli like money, fame, and success provide fleeting moments of pleasure, but don't equate to lasting happiness. True happiness, according to Stoicism, stems from within, a state of being achieved through a life of virtue and continuous self-improvement. The ultimate failure and source of true pain, sadness, and fear lie in failing to achieve one's potential, as greatness is a duty and inherent in human nature.